I come from the future.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mega64 podcast on a hot Friday afternoon. We thank you for joining us, and we thank our special guest for joining us today, MeatCanyon.
Hello.
A.K.A. Papa Meat.
That's right.
A.K.A. the man who controls fire.
That's right. Thank you, Chick-fil-A employee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nobody cups
The
their hands.
scourge of Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
You had an employee call you that. We just want to, you told us before, but on the main podcast, an employee told you look like you control fire.
Yeah.
That's what it was?
Yeah, very
Okay.
bubbly, fun man. Boy, I should say. I would say boy.
Sure.
He was young. It feels weird to say man. He was like, there's no way it was over the 16 or 17 years old. It was a child.
Just a kid.
It was.
He's just a boy.
It was a literal iPad wielding child.
The innocence of the child's mind. He thought you could control fire.
I thought this is reminding me. I thought when Red Dead first came out, Red Dead 2, that I would play it with Beckett, not knowing how fucked up the game could get.
Oh.
And I remember the first thing I did was I walked into this farm. This guy's like, "Good morning." And I wanted to say good morning back, but I just shot him. I hit the wrong button. And I'm like, "Oh shit." And it's like, "You committed a murder. There's witnesses." I'm like, "Oh, I gotta kill the witnesses." I'm fucked. So then I shot the wife, shot the farmhand, and then there's this little kid running away. I'm like, "I gotta get him."
No.
And then Beck goes, "He's just a boy. He's just a boy." And he's like 10. I'm like, "I should not be playing this game with you."
Yeah.
He's just a boy. He has cognitive function.
I-
He has to
I
die.
feel like,
Just a
you know,
boy.
flight or fight kicks in. You could, I'm accused of murder. I should go run and hide. But for whatever reason, Sean's like, I have to kill
Oh, there's
all
witnesses?
the
Not
witnesses.
so long.
the most fucked domino effect. they
It was
all must fall.
One murder, I'm wanted. 10 murders, I get away.
All because I hit the wrong button.
That happened to me a million times in that game with petting the dogs. Did you know you could pet the doggos in Red Dead 2? Oh, you can? Oops, shot it.
Yeah. Well, why was it so easy to shoot things?
Yeah. And then it just became a problem. It's like, well, do I reset? Oh, fuck. Do I reset now or do I kill all the witnesses that I shot their dog?
Right.
What do I do?
Yeah.
That was always like, it
Punched my
pissed
horse
me
in the
off.
face a lot too in that game. Good
Yeah.
game. Good
Yo,
game.
you guys have problems.
It was pretty cool.
I think you
Always
guys-
an accident.
You need to go into therapy.
Well, I'm there. Don't worry, Derek.
Killing kids and punching horses.
I wish
Are
they
you
would-
really?
What?
You are?
Yeah, in therapy?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
What
I've
have
been-
they discovered so far?
Yeah, give
Well,
us the logs.
they said you're just fine. You don't need to be doing this, but you can keep coming back if you want.
Yeah,
So-
I think they said they'll throw you one.
Shitty.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? I just like talking to you because you're so cool.
Yeah.
So please keep coming back. But
Thank
you're
you,
doing great.
doctor.
Yeah.
thank you.
I get therapy too exclusively from a Mega64 fan because they're like, oh, it's kind of cool seeing the other side, you know. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you know, and it's cool, it's fun.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, Hunter, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for being here all the way from Kansas City.
That's right.
Yes, we were talking. We've been to Kansas City long ago.
Yeah.
You got to come back.
Yeah, we're dying to go back. When we went there, wasn't there like a clown pizza parlor that we visited?
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Circus themed pizza parlor.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
still there?
It is there.
Oh, you know
What
what we're
is the
talking
name
about?
of it?
I can't remember. It's in
Yeah.
a town called Raytown. I'm pretty sure. It's
Okay.
it's a very heinous place though.
That,
Yeah, that's what we were.
it's aged. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
I remember the bathroom had like a communal trough in the center that all the guys had to piss in.
I miss the troughs.
Yeah,
Do you really?
I do actually. I like the smell in there a lot
Yeah.
better.
You know what? New
Because
Zealand
They're comfortable
has
to lay in.
troughs. I didn't see it in New Zealand. Not a single urinal, only troughs with ice in them. everyone.
It's way better.
I
I'm telling you.
encountered.
Ice in them?
Yeah, and I remember that specifically because I remember walking into one. There was some party for the guests of the con that we all went to, and it's like, and I was like, this is a fancy place. I bet they don't have the trough thing. I bet it'll be normal. Nope. Went in, and it was just the fanciest looking trough. And not only did I walk in to see that, I walk in and I'm hearing someone go, God damn it, what's wrong with this fucking place? Why can't they figure this pissing shit out? And it was the Honky Tonk Man of WWE fame.
Oh,
Isn't that the wrestler?
Johnny's that his
Yeah, that
name?
guy. That is his name.
Honky Tonk.
Yeah,
Man?
That guy's
it was
got
him.
issues.
And I bonded with him.
And he was talking to Jason Isaac for Lucius Malfoy.
No, he was yelling by himself, and that was the only time I talked with him. I think the whole
But they
week
were
was.
agreeing-
I said, "Yeah, man, I agree. They expect me to piss in this. I know. Why can't they have separate things? Exactly. America figured this shit out. And it was great. It was a bonding moment. And then we shared the trough and let her rip.
Yeah, the trough to me, I
Melted some
think of
ice.
just like old stadiums back when I was a kid.
Yeah,
And the
agreed.
trough was exceptionally terrible because you are lower and it's just penises around you, And the trough
Yeah.
is like, I don't want to do this. Like, I have to pee.
Are you saying that the trough is in a circle?
No, it was a
Okay.
long line, but just they're just out. They're just out there, and my face is lower.
I thought,
and
I thought you were saying it was like a piss fountain for a second. Of like guys having, because I actually kind of like that. A circular
Dude, a circular
piss trough
urinal in
where
the
you have to make
center.
eye contact with the guy.
across from you.
Probably do a couple like Jim Halpert things where you're just like,
It's
How's it
playing
going over
like
there?
Eyes Wide Shut piano.
Yeah.
Begin
guy
to
with-
piss.
I
the
can't.
guy
tell,
has the the smoke thing.
The
that you like,
decanter.
I can't tell you the password, but I will tell you the piss word. Dun, 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 dun.
You know what,
Hunter,
Fuck it.
you
go,
like
go.
Stanley Kubrick movies?
I do. Yeah.
Do you got a favorite?
You know what's fun? I probably watched Eyes Wide Shut the most.
Okay.
Dude, I've
I-
come
it-
around to that.
I
one
would not say.
being-
Yeah. I mean, like, I just also like really boring, drawn out movies. Like
Yeah.
Tom Cruise just walking around a city.
Yeah.
It just gets me going.
Love that movie.
As I get older, though, I find that I'm craving more and more movies that are long. With like, man, no one's talked in like 25 minutes. Hey, I'm digging this.
Yeah, my buddy Nick, he showed me Stalker for the first time.
Yeah, I
And it
just
was-
saw that for the first time too.
That's his favorite movie, and like it's beautiful.
Yeah.
The
I
first
haven't seen it, but
the
I've
first
heard
time you
good
watch
things.
it's beautiful, but you are like, get to the fucking point.
What's going
Yeah.
I think there's only like it's like the shortest amount of cuts in a movie.
Yeah.
He just holds for a long time.
Yeah.
It's just like Russian guys look like for a long time. Way too
I
long.
like that. You kind of see them locked into the moment, processing everything.
Mm.
I forget which director or maybe he was a composer, some famous person in film, I can't remember, is on the bonus features of the Criterion like Blu-ray of that movie. And he's on there talking about, he's like, you will, if you're like me, you will watch this movie and go, why the fuck are we doing this? Why? And it's same for him. He's like, and now I could say this many years later, it's my favorite movie ever.
It's beautiful.
It definitely gets that reaction though the first time you're going like, why are you doing this? Why?
I think, but probably for Kubrick, probably The Shining. I mean, I love The Shining.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just I mean, it's a classic.
Yeah.
Last year, it was the day after we went on Christmas break. Theater I love to go to played Eyes Wide Shut and The Shining in the same day, and it was like that was the best night ever.
That would be a mind fuck. Yeah.
And I went in like, well, The Shining's my favorite, but it'll be cool seeing Eyes Wide Shut. And then when they were over, I was like, yeah, I think Eyes Wide Shut might have been. I had the best time during that.
It's just
it came
weird.
around. I came around
It's
to it.
weird.
Yeah.
In both of those movies, they do a lot of odd cutting. Like the layout of the hotel doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I know people have talked about this to death, but
Yeah.
even in Eyes Wide Shut, there's shots of actually Tom Cruise walking in the city, and then there's ones where he is walking on like a conveyor, and it's like a
Yes.
projection.
Yeah.
And it's a really fucking. It's just like a really weird. I don't know, mind trick.
Yeah.
You don't know what's
yeah.
real, what's not real. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know.
You heard those conspiracy theories that Stanley Kubrick was making Eyes Wide Shut to expose the
Yeah,
Illuminati?
dude,
and then they killed him, and then they re-edited the movie.
I know people are like, it's the Hollywood child cult thing, whatever. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I think you're grasping straws here. I think.
Did you hear the
But it's fun to
conspiracy
read.
theory that The Shining is him admitting that he faked the moon landing?
I saw that.
Oh, I've seen that.
That was
too.
one of the that documentary. Have you seen the documentary on that?
I have.
Yeah, room
Yeah.
237.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was once again the whole time I was just like, what the fuck are you talking
I
about?
got kind of bored. I turned it off. I was like, okay.
Whatever.
Have
You're
you-
trying to sell me on this, and I'm not buying it.
Have you heard the conspiracy? The Dr. Strangelove is about the bomb, the atomic bomb.
That would be that would kind of tie in. I
Watch it
think.
again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll see. I
There-
think I might have missed something the first time I watched it.
There was a rumor, not to go into this again, but there was a meeting room in Kojima's office
Mhm.
that had the same lighting rig. And I'm like, is this Dr. Strangelove? They were like, oh my God, yes. That's all we wanted. We asked for that. And I was like,
Wow.
oh, cool.
Dang.
So you want to talk about bombs.
Yeah. Theme song.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Mega64 podcast. How's everybody doing?
I just wanted to say real quick, if in case anyone hasn't seen, we did do a Black Friday presentation this last week. It's on our main channel. Look it up. Mega64 Black Friday broadcast from Mission Control, where we show you all the stuff we're doing for Black Friday. We're launching a new Blu-ray, Mega64 Tricksters in Time, plus a whole bunch of other awesome stuff on Black Friday. So go look that stuff up and join us for Black Friday. It's next week.
I can't believe Thanksgiving's so soon.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
We're going to do a big stream Thanksgiving night, and then we're going to stream through the day on Black Friday, the 29th.
Do you guys
So join us.
get us? I don't know. My family, it's like, a bigger, the aunts, the uncles, like it's a big extended thing. And they always like, everyone brings something. And I always like kind of get the vibe, like when they give me the assignment, it's like, oh, this idiot. All right. Could you bring a dozen rolls? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, they
I
don't
get it.
trust you.
They asked my sister, like,
They don't
can
trust
you bring
you.
the mashed potatoes and can you make that
They're
special
mitigating
gravy?
the
And can you make all this
their
shit.
risk.
And then for me, it's like rolls.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's risk
I see what you think of me. It's okay. Thank you. Yeah, I got it.
No one ever asked me to bring the rolls, and I think that's a shame because let me tell you, over Christmas break, I perfected the cheese biscuits.
Oh, from
The Red Lobster cheese. The world no longer needs Red Lobster. That corporation, it faced bankruptcy at one point. They should have stuck with it because I'm here now. Those biscuits,
Bodie biscuits.
The
just
Bodie
call
biscuits.
me,
Yeah.
call me. But anyway, they haven't asked me to. I was ready to make them for Thanksgiving. They didn't ask for them.
Fuck them.
Fuck them. That's my theme this Thanksgiving.
I get actually offended when people say no. Have you ever had someone you're like, could you bring this? And they're like, no.
Oh, then you're not
That
invited.
that
anymore.
drives me fucking
You're no
insane.
longer invited.
Because then you always make eye contact with them at some point, and they have the biggest fucking plate of food, and they're just like, smiling. You're like,
Oh.
go fuck yourself, dude. Really?
Well,
yeah.
My job is literally always rolls, and for the summer get together or maybe Christmas, it's chips and salsa. It's like, okay,
Oh.
god damn it, sure.
Why don't you just improvise? Just bring something good.
Yeah.
Just make something like,
Yeah.
hey, you know what, fuckers? You think I couldn't cook? But
If you
check
bring like a
this out.
tiramisu, they're not going to be like, so the chips and salsa was
I
a no.
I do
guess.
think I will have an aunt there. I will not name names, who would be like, "This is not what you're supposed to bring. You were.
You should do like
I brought the tiramisu.
homemade
Chaos.
tortilla
Yeah.
chips and homemade, crazy
Oh,
salsa.
make it all
Yeah.
myself. Okay.
Protein
Dazzle 'em.
based salsa.
Dazzle 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolls. Jelly rolls. There we go.
I used to
Homemade jam.
Play Jelly Roll on the stereo.
Bringing the wrong kind of roll would be actually pretty funny. Yeah. It's
Play
like,
Jelly Roll.
Dude.
That sounds like my family's Thanksgiving.
yeah.
The year like Jelly Roll was blowing up, my family is very white trash. It's disgusting.
Jelly Roll blew up. Oh, the popularity. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I think
That was like a
he's
Monty
been blowing
Python
up,
kind
but
of thing.
that was the only conversation the entire time was talking about the new. Have you heard him?
Well, have you fucking heard
Have
him?
you heard it? Oh, it's beautiful. It's like,
Yeah.
man, he's like even my dad who like does not listen to rap. He's like, oh my god. He's like Jelly Roll is just he
God
does
damn.
something to me.
He does something to me.
Does something. I swear, I
feeling attracted to this jelly
Yeah.
roll.
I have
don't wanna
family-
fuck Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
I had family say the same thing. I was going to say a cousin of mine, I think a couple years ago, speaking of the freestyle thing, was like, someone always brings mac and cheese. Can I just bring the mac and cheese? Can I do something with that? Okay. And then they went crazy with the mac and cheese and they brought it. This was a big deal.
A to do.
It was like they did something with like the cheese, but there was also like a mustardy kind of thing going on in there, and Cheez-Its, like crushed Cheez-It
that's
crust
probably
on the
good.
top.
Oh,
You could see a generational divide.
Oh,
The
yeah.
younger crowd was like. Me and my brother were eating it like, and I say younger, I mean like we are the younger crowd, you know. But we were like, this is like the best fucking macaroni and cheese I've ever had in my life. And then the older crowd, Cheez-Its. Well, I guess we're just doing whatever we want.
Oh yeah,
Mac and cheese.
I love seeing
guess.
pouty.
Deal with it, boomer.
Seeing pouty like 80-year-old people is so funny. My great grandma, she would sit there. She's like,
See, this is what I mean. The
Yeah.
country's gone. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
that's all it ever is.
And then you look like at a cookbook from the 60s and it's like
Yeah.
pineapple and Spam in your jelly.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
seen Jello salad, like lettuce in Jello.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I went
you were
to,
the fucked up people.
I went to a Thanksgiving once and we all brought food. We set it down. It was my mom, 2 aunts, a bunch of family, and one of my aunts brought some baked beans and put all the food down. We're like hugging each other, and I gave my mom a hug. We don't live together, so I gave her a hug, and she whispered in my ear. She hugged me and pulled me close and went, "Don't eat the beans." And I had no idea why. She didn't make them, but she just issued a warning to me, and I was fucking scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like days later, I asked her. I was like, "So what was that about?" And she was like, "Oh, your aunt just doesn't know how to cook. They just tasted bad." I was like, "Oh,
Okay.
I thought they were. I thought
think
they
there
were
was something more.
ghost."
I will choose a random cousin of mine and I will whisper something like that.
Yeah.
into
You
their
have
ear
to.
this Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I will say, don't eat the beans.
When you hug them, just pull them in close and whisper in their ears. Like, "Don't eat the
Okay, everyone should just do that.
Cryptic
give
warning.
someone a hug and whisper something that's there. Tell them not to eat that thing.
Don't
and
eat the
don't
beans.
give
I think
them an
that's,
explanation.
that was my favorite gag in Ren and Stimpy, the gross close up of him go, "Don't eat the beans."
Yeah, maybe that's what my mom was referencing.
Yeah, maybe.
She loved Ren's Tippy.
Yeah, huge Ren and Stimpy fan. I picture one of your animations doing that, you know, like
Oh yeah, the gross ups always.
That.
Yeah,
Do you-
all the gross ups are the best.
Do you have a big Thanksgiving plan this year, or you just
Fuck
kind of
no, dude. No, I just moved into my new house like a year and a half, 2 years ago now. So now it's just become like everybody just shows up.
Oh,
And now see, once it just becomes this thing where I've been sending out the invites, you know, hey,
Sure.
be here this time, whatever. And I've been getting some like heinous replies from my cousins, just being like, "Oh, we were going to be there before then," or like
What?
kind of like making their own rule, or like they are like, "Oh yeah, we know we're going to be there." It's just
fun.
weird shit where I'm like, just accept the invitation, fucking
Yeah.
come. You know, it's just weird. It's
Yeah.
like they're like,
Come on.
they're strong arming me
Yeah.
at my own place.
2:30 doesn't work for me. I'll be there.
Just to let you know, the door will be locked until the time.
Yeah, what am I
on
supposed to
the
do?
invitation.
They're just gonna be like pawing at the door, just like,
Yeah.
I'm here now.
yeah, fuck, I can't come in. Yeah,
You should set up an isolated room for them to sit in by themselves. Oh, you're
Yeah,
here
wait-
early.
wait
Okay,
room.
hang out here. Shut the door. And I'll come
You
back
should
in a
have
few
no
hours.
artwork. Just one chair in the middle. Like, this is your room until I'm ready for you.
You know, that brings
You
up a
wanted
good
to be
point.
there early.
I always see the discussion online about like, you know, tardiness and like, oh, when people show up late for stuff, it's so disrespectful and da-da-da. You know, and I see a lot of people, you know, I have a rule where, you know, showing up on time is late. Showing up late is
The fuck does that
unacceptable.
mean?
You should always show up a little bit early. But I feel like there's not enough discussion about the opposite, which is like, I would rather someone be a little bit late than early.
When I
when
say
people show up early, I'm like, what? I told you I'm not ready till this time.
Yeah. Well, if I have to take my kids to a party, which happens a lot,
Yeah.
and I know that it's one of those parties where I have to be at the party with other parents.
Yeah.
Like, I am purposely, we're gonna be there like 10 to 15 minutes late. Just to like, I don't want to be the first person in there and just talking to like,
totally.
do you want to help put the balloons up? Like, I'm not gonna be that person. I'd rather
Yeah,
die.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
There's
Yeah.
rules to showing up, and they're very complicated.
They
Mm.
are.
If you're going to like you know, an important business event, you know,
Yeah.
or we're going to a film shoot, you
Yeah.
don't walk in 10 minutes late.
No.
Be there 5 minutes early or
Sure,
more.
that makes sense.
If you're going to a party and you are like the best friend of the person who's throwing the party,
Yep.
Yeah.
you should be there 15 minutes early.
Help out.
Help out.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you don't know the person very well, the less you know them, you have a 30-minute window.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I feel like 30 minutes after the start of the party is ideal.
Mm.
Because there's nothing worse when you're throwing a party and like you
Yeah.
barely know a guy and you invited him
Oh,
and his
fuck.
girlfriend and
Worst.
they're the first people to show up. And you're like, fuck, I don't even I didn't want to talk to you. I
The
wanted
small
you to be
talk
part
is
of the
painful.
group.
Yeah.
Painful small talk.
Yes.
Painful
Yours.
small talk.
The core friends should show up first, and the new friends need to come for the group activities.
Yes.
If any meal is involved, I think you should be 5 minutes early. Because if you show up late to a meal orchestrated event,
Yeah,
and then
that's hard.
and then you're stuffing your
Yeah,
face, I want
that's
to
good.
punch you.
That's true.
as
That's
hard
the
as I
point.
can.
But that's your window. Like if you're showing up 20 minutes early, then I
Yeah,
start to
no,
go.
yeah.
How bad you want to eat this?
Well, exactly.
Like,
I had to
chill.
bring it over.
Yeah.
There
you
are-
know?
Too hungry.
After my kids have big birthday parties, and it's kind of become a thing on this podcast to talk about it. But there are times that everyone
kind of a thing.
has left, but like there's probably like 10 people still there. And then like my sister, I'm so sorry. I know the party's over, but like I'll go. And it's like, you're over at my house all the time. You don't count as a person at my house. Like I don't care about this. It's kind of like that dad over there who I don't know. Like he can
Just
go.
awkwardly standing
he
in the
should go,
corner.
but you
Yeah.
are fine. Like this is not the same thing.
That reminds me of I had my college graduation. I invited my buddy, and I'm like decent enough friends with his dad too, or whatever. But he got, shit faced. Like crazy.
Huh.
And it was something where it was like, yep. So we're trying to wrap it up. His son was gone. He's just been hanging out.
No.
So we're like, yeah, just trying to wrap this up, And he sat there, and somebody's dog, my neighbor's dog. I lived on a farm. My neighbor's dog down the road. He's just like, have you seen my dog? And we're like, no, I haven't seen him. Okay. And he like walks off. He had been stewing on that all night. He's like, I just can't believe that fucking dog is gone. And we're like, not really a big deal, Chuck. You should go home. Whatever. And he just like, we kind of got up when we thought he was leaving, and then he kind of went over and grabbed another drink and sat down. And it was just this painful thing where like, you gotta go. And, no guest should make the host say you have to leave.
Yeah.
No.
That's a
Yeah.
crime. That's an
100%.
actual crime.
Yeah, that is.
I
that
feel
is
sad
punishment.
for these old timers, and you could tell in their mind they're like, "I'm not going to be pardoned like this many more times
Yeah, this is
in
it.
my life. This
One
is
of my
the last
This is the
hurrah.
last hurrah.
I'm getting as drunk as possible. I'm staying as long as I can.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry." I went
Every
to
emotion.
a family gathering recently, and the oldest person there got so inebriated, people kept telling him to don't get out of your chair because they were afraid he was going to fall down.
Oh.
And he kept trying to stand up, and it was an issue the whole night. Sit down! Don't let him stand up. Get him down.
Tie him. Where's the ropes?
Yeah, it was like, you're on guard. Becky, if he tries to stand up, push him over, push him back into that chair. And I was like, just let the man party. Oh, well, it's Thanksgiving time soon, so we look forward to all of these awkward interactions. Hey, Hunter, I have a question for you. So you make horror animations.
Yeah.
When did you realize that you wanted to make horror animations? How did this all get
Yeah,
started?
I thought you were just gonna say why.
Yeah, why are you
Why the
doing
fuck?
this?
Why'd you make something
Have
cute?
you ever heard of Jesus?
Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of, it just fell into place. I think horror and comedy can exist in tandem very easily. I'm never ever am I like, this is gonna like freak people out unless they're like children,
Sure.
or whatever. But it's just something where it's just I love horror films, like just the aesthetic, everything, the kind of vibes you can do. It's kind of a cheat code to where you also with a comedy video or something, you can really instill a sense of like, we're taking this very seriously. And that adds to the joke as well. But just the ambiance and everything else, it just kind of like works with the art style I like doing, which is just like gross, lumpy, small teeth, big gum
Yeah.
kind of people.
I feel like
So,
horror and comedy are both rooted in making people feel uncomfortable,
Yeah.
you know? And either they get so uncomfortable they start to laugh, or they get so uncomfortable they start to really worry.
That's the thing is there's been many times where I've been in like a horror movie watching it in like a theater and people will awkwardly laugh because they feel like they think they should be feeling something else.
Yeah.
But they're like the timing or something, it's lingering too long and it's like nervous. It's almost like when it's too quiet in like a classroom when you were younger and you would laugh. It's that kind of shit. So I don't know. I love it.
We talked about that before when we went and saw Perfect Blue in theaters when they re-released that. One of our favorite anime movies.
It was
ever.
a laugh riot.
But I'm sitting there. Yeah, there was like people next to me laughing during all the murders, and it's just it's that uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
well, there's got to be a reason for.
I remember
it's
one
like,
of my friends in school, whenever he get yelled at by a teacher, he would start laughing because he was so uncomfortable he didn't know what to do. And he got in more trouble and started laughing more. It was just a terrible cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. horror is just you can take it really seriously or you can have a lot of fun with. Like it's very versatile. I just like it. Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking recently about Terrifier 3. Did you see that?
Not yet. I need to.
It's fucked up. But at a certain point, we started like laughing in the theater because it was like
Yeah.
the kills were so heinous. I was like, well, you can't expect us to take this seriously.
No, I don't think you are. I think it's just supposed to be like, I mean, just fun. It's like a roller coaster, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think it's trying to do anything else besides be like, look how absurd this is,
Uh-huh.
which I think is fun. And the thing I like the most about Terrifier is that it's completely reinvented, like not reinvented, but to have as popular as like Freddy kind of character in 2024 is fucking insane.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's
It's a
like
new
it's such
generation.
a loss. Like that's the 80s. You know, they were popping up left and right, and that there hasn't been a single one I can think of. There's
Maybe
definitely been
some-
slashers.
Maybe
but
Jigsaw,
Yeah,
maybe,
Jigsaw,
but
you
other
you could
than
say
that,
Jigsaw, but
maybe.
even like Jigsaw, I feel that him being like played straight, and you know, he's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
him like Art the Clown being like an actual like almost comic book.
Personality.
There's a
yeah.
layer of comedy to the killing and murder.
Yeah,
like Freddy
it's so
Krueger
excessive.
had.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the one-liner following, the kill.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a new generation.
I'm actually curious. What do you consider like the best horror movie? What's your favorite?
Oh god, I mean, The Thing probably. I love The Thing.
Excellent.
That's my favorite movie of all time.
Really?
But it's-
Excellent choice.
Yeah, but it's also just the. I mean, it's just any given day, you know.
Sure.
It's like it's weird. You kind of just like it's like music, you know. This is my
Yeah.
favorite album right now. But
Yeah,
then it
yeah,
switches
yeah.
around. But yeah, I probably watch The Thing like probably 3 times a year. I love
Yeah,
it. It's
yeah.
just such a great like comfort movie, especially like right now. Whenever it is. It's
No, I agree.
Wilford,
I hear you.
Wilford Brimley. It makes me laugh every time. I fucking love him in that movie. But I love when they lock him up and they go check on him. He's like out in the shed. He's like, "No, come on, I'm fine. Let me out." I laugh every time.
Yeah.
It's so
He
good.
got out.
It's like a blizzard going on. Guys, seriously, let me out. I'm fine.
I love the setting of the snow, and I think I like any movie where people are like isolated in a
Totally.
cold and desolate
It's the best.
environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best ending too of like any like you see it a lot with A24 films now of like kind of like these shit endings where it's just like, man, it's done. It's like leave it up to your interpretation, whatever.
Yeah.
But that movie actually leaves a great question of like that's just the ultimate part of the horror is like is it gone? Is it one of them? Like there's really no ending to it. It's just like a very solemn, sad, bleak ending of like a world ending kind of
Yeah,
thing.
just
Yeah.
one final question mark
Mhm.
that you leave the audience
yeah,
with.
and that's fun.
Have you seen the original from the
Yeah,
50s?
the thing from outer space or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm.
Man, that's a bad movie.
It's it's funny. I love watching those old black and white kind of like.
Yeah.
I just loved
I
how
do too.
yeah.
I do
I
too.
loved how theatrical things. Like one of my favorite movies too is Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Oh, yeah,
Humphrey
yeah, yeah.
Bogart.
Yeah.
Love that movie. It's so it just like theater actors, you know. It's just
Yeah.
everything's so big.
Yeah.
And I went on a big tear with that, and then I just recently started rewatching. I'm like 3 seasons into the old Twilight series, and it's like
Oh, yeah.
probably my
Twilight
favorite show of all
Zone?
time.
Twilight
Yeah,
Zone.
Twilight Zone.
Not the
Okay,
vampire.
yeah, not
Yeah.
the vampire werewolf.
Twilight Zone,
saga.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that show, every episode is like beautifully written, like amazing actors, just all these old like theater actors, you know.
Yeah.
And it's so fun.
It's funny because me and Sean were just talking about that on our movie club show on Patreon. How Sean loved they did a new Twilight Zone in the 80s.
yeah,
I mean, every couple decades, I feel like they try
They
again.
try it again. Yeah.
But Sean was lamenting how it's like you can't find the 80s series anywhere. It's not on
yeah,
anything.
they're embarrassed with the 80s one.
You know,
I thought it was just a movie.
No, it was
No,
a,
they
oh,
did
it was
a
an
show.
actual
There was a
series
too.
seasons of
Oh,
a
okay.
show.
and
as
you
well.
just and you don't find it. And we were talking about that. It's like that it's rare territory where the old 50s version of something slaps so much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is still so good and relevant that it's kind of like, why
I'm
why
not,
put the other one up?
I'm not saying the
Sterling.
80s is better than the 50s.
No,
I would
but
never
it's
say
still,
that.
you
But
know,
it is like still a fun time. And yeah, the world is like, we are not speaking of this. But it's like, I liked it.
Yeah, Rod Sterling, man, he wrote so many of those. It's insane to think how many
Yeah.
of those he wrote. I was watching one, and like, there's so many like simple premises that are so fun. Like one of the episodes was the Earth's rotation got fucked up, and it's just getting closer and closer to the sun every day. So people are just like boiling alive.
Oh,
Whatever.
such a
It's
show.
just like a fun
Yeah.
little thing where you're like, oh my god, that'd be fucking
That'd be
terrible. Can
wild.
that happen? I was like sitting there. I was like, holy shit.
I feel like he would always focus on subtle plot twists like that. Nothing too complicated. And explore them to like their ultimate end, but also would, just broad themes of like trusting your family, or
Yeah.
when circumstances get bad, how does the isolation affect you, and
And, like,
things like that.
And there's always a lot of like that episode ends in a really cheesy way where it's like, it turns out that the girl, it was like she was getting so hot and she passes out, and it turns out she was having a fever dream. She wakes
There's
up
always
because
that,
actually
Yeah.
the Earth was actually in this universe, or she wakes up and the reality is the Earth's off its axis, but it's going away from the sun, so the Earth is freezing.
That's a cool twist.
So it's just
Okay.
like a silly little thing.
yeah.
But if it's going to go goofy like that, I just prefer to watch Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, there are a couple Twilight Zone episodes where they're great until the ending, and it's like, well, he was hypnotized. And I was
Yeah.
like, you
I feel
fucking
like
do that like 10 times a season.
A lot of it though is like it was in the 50s, 60s, and they could not get it. Like, well, you can't end it like this. Like, this is Leave It to Beaver era. We can't do that.
I also think they're just like chain smoking cigarettes, and they're just like, she's fucking cold. Move on. What's the next one?
We got to write 20 of these.
Because
this
also
week.
a season of a show back in 1961 is like, are you ready to do 48 episodes?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you're like,
totally.
wow, okay.
And it's going to be out in 2 weeks, just so you guys know.
And it's funny watching them all back to back now when you binge it. Like I watched them all on Blu-ray like years ago, and it was really crazy seeing them all back to back and going, damn, really a good 30% of these episodes it was Earth all along.
Yes.
And then it makes it even funnier that finding out that they had Rod Serling do a rewrite on the Planet of the Apes script. And guess what he added to it? Like one of the greatest movie endings ever. And then you go, oh, well, yeah, of course it was him. Like that was his one tool in his back pocket.
Did he add the Statue of Liberty thing or something?
Oh, yeah.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was New York City all along. Not just Earth.
Not just Earth. It's New York.
The place to be. Yeah, I love the Twilight Zone. What else have you been getting into recently? Or let me ask you, what do you feel were some of the things you watched when you were young that were like the most formative things you saw, other than The Thing?
Oh, like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Big one.
Yeah,
Really?
that makes
Huge,
sense.
huge.
Yeah.
Ed, Edd and Eddie, all the Cartoon Network run back then. Tales from the Crypt. And then
The live action show?
Yeah. Tales from the Crypt was huge. Love that. Was big. Sex and the City was huge. When I was
Okay.
younger.
Yeah.
Huge Sex and the City fan.
My dad is a huge Sex and the City fan.
I'm not even joking. Me and my mom watch all the time.
Yeah.
The TBS version. TBS.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. That was one of the shows that my
Sorry,
friend had
Mom.
HBO in his room, which was like the shit. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we
yeah.
would look at the TV guide to find out when that was on, because we every now and then there'd be nudity, and we'd like hope.
Oh, yeah.
We'd have fingers
Please.
across. Please, this
Samantha,
is the,
please
this
get
is the
into some
episode,
dirty
right?
shit
This is
today.
the one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, and then mostly just like Cartoon Network shows, and then also like weird. We were kind of talking about this yesterday. I never got really into like watching anime, but I read a lot of the manga, and that was a big thing. So like Spawn comics, and like weird Tokyo Pop. I don't even know if they're a fucking company anymore. Tokyo Pop.
They actually are. I saw them it's so funny because they used to have like a pavilion at Comic-Con. And I saw them this year. I meant to send you a picture of it, Sean, because we used to always walk by when we've always exhibited at Comic-Con, and we would always hear their booth go, Tokyo Pop!
Tokyo
Pop! Pop! It would make that sound like every 30 seconds. But anyway, they just have a booth that's like our size now. It's
Oh,
like
really?
small. Yeah. I'm like, oh, you're still around, but I don't, yeah.
There was a book by them called I Heart Halloween or something. They did that one, and then also this one called Priest, by Min Woo Hyung, and that one was fucking awesome too. Anyway,
wow.
that was just, you'd shove all that shit into your backpack, take it out during classes and be like, draw whatever. So like that's what I liked about manga the most, is you could just fucking throw them in your backpack easily, and
Oh yeah, tiny.
or you had like the disgusting fucking Trapper Keeper binders or something.
Yeah.
It had like eight 30-pound textbooks in it, and it was like that thick, and you're like carrying it around to class and shit.
Yeah.
A kid in my school went into a coma because he got into an argument with a kid, and he fucking threw that thing at the back of his
Shut
head.
up.
Oh.
You know what?
Dang.
So my daughter
Kind of a
Sawyer
sad way to
is
end that.
Yeah,
I'm
right?
Sorry about
Bummer.
that.
I don't
and
even
he
know what to
never
say.
woke up. Anyways, my
Wow.
daughter Sawyer is in 6th grade, and her middle school backpack, I'm like, I can barely carry this shit. Like, what?
my God.
Why are we making you carry this? It's crazy. They have not made that better.
Yeah, like just going to school like bent
Yeah,
back
it
and stuff.
really is.
Every child has scoliosis now.
Yeah, how are we still doing this? It's all on computers now. Why do you have books at all?
Yeah, no shit.
I used to work at Barnes and Noble, and this one girl figured out this scam where you can order books at Barnes and Noble that you're not required to buy. Like, yeah, ship them to the store, and then they come in, and you're like, I don't want it after all. And she would order every manga, every series that she wanted to read. Like, can I pick up my orders? And she would take them. Like, yeah, I'm going to look at them. And she would go find a corner of the store, stack them up on top of each other, sit on them, and then just read them one at a time.
Oh.
And you'd walk through the store and you would see she's like reading. And as soon as she was done, she'd like put it over and then reach under her ass, pull out the next one.
What a nasty little girl.
That's right. So every single manga had like her ass crack just like laid on it.
Why would you sit on it?
And then when she was done reading, she would bring them all back to the counter and be like, thanks, I actually don't want to buy any of them, because she could just power read them. And she would come in like once a week. Spend an hour there.
And I know that she was like skipping into.
Yeah.
Skipping in. Like
this is what she
the
lived
employees were just like, there's like a gun under the counter or something. They're just like wanting.
Stephanie's back.
The
Lock the
only policy they implemented was, okay, we can't tell her not to order books. We can't stop her, but she's not allowed to sit on them. If you see her sitting on those books, tell her she has to get off of them.
That's weird that you can't cut her off. No, we're not. You are fucking cut off. Straight from the source. Barnes and Noble said we're not ordering any.
They don't
any fucking
discriminate.
books.
We have a policy. We'll order books. You're not required to buy them.
If it was like just a mom and pop store, they would be like, no. But
Oh,
like a corporation, they're like, just let her do it.
You're
Who cares?
bleeding me.
Yeah,
is what I
yeah,
would
yeah,
do with
yeah,
mom and pop
exactly.
shop.
Yeah.
We're going under.
Damn. What's that girl
yeah.
doing right now? You know? I wonder what she's up to.
Sitting on a big pile of books.
Yeah.
Mom and pop shops, bookstores especially, they're ruthless. You know, I've been kicked out of them. Like, is that a coffee? Get out of here. This is a paper-based business, no beverages. I'm like, oh, all right.
Why does every mom and pop shop have to be the most fucking unorganized, like, labyrinth?
Especially bookstores?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is it's insane. Like I'm like, you guys, do you have this book? It's upstairs. And they always have it upstairs. You like walk up and there's just stacks of books on the floor and shit. You're like, are these for sale? I don't know.
Or you go in there and be like, are you able to look up if you have a book in stock? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Well, I guess I'll start perusing.
If you see it on a shelf, it's for sale.
Yeah.
All right.
And they all go out of business.
Yeah. Well,
Good.
Yeah.
Should have been nicer.
Death to
Because
small
I
business.
go to Barnes and Noble to sit on books.
Should have been organized.
And peace.
There was one comic book store that was like that, where you just walked in, they had boxes of comics and be like, do you have any system of organization here? They're like, nope, you just look around.
Wow.
And I honestly thought about like, well, I organized my comics at home. Like, should I offer to organize their comics for them?
Oh,
like,
God.
hey, just give me like 10% off of a purchase. I'll organize this whole fucking store for you. I could easily do it, but it wasn't worth my time.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
You ever like see that though? You walk into a store, you're like, oh, I kind of want to work here just to fix this up.
Amy.
My stomach always my stomach turns whenever I see someone checking out and they pull out the paper receipt thing and they have to like go through each thing individually, look at the price and write it down, and they fucking tell it. God.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Just an outdated, just me. I'm like, oh God, this is gonna be a whole thing.
I don't know.
Just stick to one book.
I kind
Gonna be
of
writing forever.
like it. We went to a record store. We were in LA. Garrett, you're still here, right? There he is. We were there, and then Garrett was buying the thing, and the guy brought out his notepad and started doing that. I was like, oh fuck yeah! Like this store was built in the 70s, and they have not updated a thing. Like I don't know, I like that. I get into that, but that's also that guy was yelling at people. Remember, he yelled at that girl for sitting down.
Yeah. He was
You can't sit
strict.
down?
He was strict.
That dude was strict about his little boutique LA record store.
Yeah, there was
of
like
overpriced vinyl.
Also, we have Garrett here on Kev Cam. Sorry, we should probably call attention to that. I'm just talking to a ghost right now. But there's a ledge perfect for sitting, and that you would not let us sit on that ledge. Though it's like, excuse me, ma'am, off the ledge. And it's like, this is this guy's day. I'm sure just to yell at people at this ledge.
Makes it that enticing too.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, he's just waiting for somebody to sit down.
Today I'm gonna yell at someone. Can't
Hey, we have some questions coming in from our Patreon, and one person asked, Hunter, what is your favorite part of the animation process?
Oh God, none of it. Fucking
whoa.
Well, there you go.
No, I mean, like probably just the script writing phase. I mean, the drawing and stuff is fine too, but like it's just so much work. It's a lot of tedious bullshit. You know,
How long does it take you to do something like that? Like your last video. What was the last animated video? Was it the Hawk Tuah one? Was the last
the
one you
Hawk
did?
Tuah one, or the Talk Tuah podcast thing. I think we did that in like. I think the full production takes like 8 days. Or something like that.
What was that for those who may not have seen it? What describe the Hawk Talk to
I was really late on it, but it's just like it's the most brain rot podcast. I mean, more
than this?
more power to her. You know, be getting the bag, but the whole idea is that the watching the podcast, you become enlightened is the whole idea. So the whole thing is she like talks to you. So people that have watched it, they ascend to a higher place and then they turn into spit basically because their whole thing is spit on that thing. Very next level joke.
Yeah.
But but yeah, it's just the whole thing is it's all from the perspective of the guy's neighbor downstairs. So it's like him being like, my neighbor's listening to the Talk Tuah podcast.
Yeah.
So it's just her, and I got to do a bunch of just like, because she's a redneck, so I got to just, basically just be like, oh, I don't, Mike Tyson's face tattoos scare me. And I just got to do a bunch of that.
Is there a just in particular anybody out there maybe hasn't seen your stuff? Is there anything you would point them to? Like, here's the example. Here's my favorite thing, or here's something that I think best represents what I make. Is there something you would direct people to?
Oh God! I mean, the biggest one was the Bugs Bunny one that Warner Brothers took down.
Oh,
I didn't
know about this.
Oh yeah, that was a bummer. Yeah, it was right when HBO Max was coming out, and
God!
They threw out. I think they had Looney Tunes on there, but they claimed the episode as I just uploaded an episode.
Oh.
And I was like, this is bullshit. I mean, but what are you gonna? Yeah, I'm gonna lawyer up against Warner Brothers. But no, I don't know. I like Yokai Bob the Builder a lot. It's just, parody stuff, It's a lot of parody. So if you like parody bullshit, there it is. But I also have like a little series I do called Melvin that I like a lot. So it's like a fun little series as well. Yeah.
Okay. And that's animated as well?
Yeah, all of it's been.
You're not like just playing Melvin walking around?
I wish I could play the Melvins, but no. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
People want to know if you have a favorite Mega64 video or moment.
I was actually the first thing I said, I don't know why, but I love I don't know why I've gone back and watched, well, first off, what's really great YouTube fodder if you're working, like the amount of times I've been drawing, is like you guys have compilations of each, like the best of moments for each of you.
Okay.
Those are a lot of fun.
Okay.
You're able to digest a lot of information, like the hate of Ava, whatever, all kinds of stuff in there, like years. But I don't know why.
What did you say about that? I'm trying to remember, Sean.
I don't remember, and I
we don't
hope
have
the world also
we
forgets.
don't have to go into all that. But
I couldn't remember.
But it's I don't know why, but the one that got on Rocco's compilation, there was that fucking it's like a lip sync of a Halloween song. I don't know why.
Anything happened Halloween?
Yeah,
that?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, but I remember I was like, well, at first I thought it was you singing. I was like, what the fuck is this?
He's got a good voice.
And then then it's just I love the edit. I love the fun little green screen edits and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
too, so.
awesome! Thank you.
But yeah, there's tons of good shit. All of your guys is even the end of Ava. Well, Nick, my buddy, he's gotten me. I've tried watching Ava. I'm kind of in the same boat as you, dude. I
just
don't
don't
fucking
get it.
know. But at the same time, I appreciate it more for hearing somebody talk about it. When I'm sitting watching it, I'm like, God damn, dude, this kid is just fucking driving me insane.
Yep.
But then you hear somebody talk about it, and they're like, but it means, the fucking creator is depressed in his life, and this is the first time that the kid was, it's like I like hearing people talk about it more than I think I actually like watching it.
I can see that.
It's a slow burn till the last 5 episodes, and then it's all.
Oh,
starts
dude!
to
Like
click.
the art is like the end of Ava movie or whatever with like the art is insane. Like I love the angels and everything. It's beautiful. It's amazing. But I'm just also not the biggest anime guy too, though. So there's that.
yeah. All right.
Like I like the first girl, the blue hair, Ray.
Ray.
Ray, like her way more than the other one. Holy hell!
Okay, yeah.
I felt like I was like running miles. I was like in my seat, like it's like every girl. She's like,
God, you're so fucking stupid. God.
like all in your face.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, Shinji, fucking go back to Ray. Where is she? She just drops off the face of the fucking
find
earth.
Ray.
God damn.
Well, I'm glad there's someone else on the set now who can. I feel good. I feel seen.
There was a change in the air when I did say that, though. I feel like there was
No,
people were
not
like,
on
"Ooh."
my end. I'm fucking stoked.
You don't appreciate Asuka, huh? We can't be friends. It's a certain personality type that likes Asuka. It's like, yeah,
boss
me around, please.
I
Step
can
on
see
me.
It's a very horny format. I feel like people like that.
100%.
Yeah. I guess just while we're on the subject of anime, I really like whenever it's just very bombastic. Like I really like Baki. I think Baki's really funny. You guys like Baki?
I don't
at
know
all?
what Baki
Baki the
is.
Grappler, whatever.
Yeah, never saw. I'm aware of it, but I never saw
Oh,
it.
very funny. It's just over the top.
John, you seen Baki?
No, but I know of it.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right.
Well, that-
Crowd?
Garrett,
We're in
Baki.
the wrong part of town.
Dude, I'm victim too. It's-
We're not Baki
Kevin!
fans here.
You like Baki?
Nobody's
You fuck with
seen
that?
Baki, Sean.
Okay, sorry, just checking.
Sean,
We're referring to the grappler, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
No.
also even the Netflix series are fun too. Honestly,
yeah.
they're pretty good. I liked them.
It's anime?
It is
I'm
anime.
not gonna do it.
Anime.
I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. Although I did watch an anime movie recently and I loved it, which I was shocked.
Yeah, Sean and I actually both gave full 5 out of 5 scores to a movie.
What was it? Wolf Children?
It was
Wolf
Wolf
Children.
Children.
It was
Yeah.
really good. It was really good.
Wolf Children.
Yeah, but the first time I was like, oh, I get this. Like it was like I finally found an anime that was like, oh, this makes sense to me.
Sean always, Sean never, you never know how he's going to react when you put a piece of sad media in front of him.
That's
So I'm
true.
like, I'm digging this movie, but we're probably going to get Sean Rage Part 2. And no, it couldn't have been further from that. Me and Sean are both going, it was such a beautiful story when they did. And perfect score.
Let me ask you something. I want these guys to shut up, stay out of this.
Okay.
Have you seen Babe 2, Pig in the City?
No.
All right. Because I think you would love
better
it.
off.
Time out.
I think you'll love it.
I'm with Derek on this. If you like a horror movie,
Actually,
you should
Is
legit.
Babe
this might be up your alley.
I'm not fucking with you. He's
Babe
right.
2 was directed by George Miller, who did the Mad Max
Yeah.
franchise.
It-
Yeah.
And,
George
it's-
Miller also did Happy Feet, didn't he?
He did.
He
But Babe 2 is kind of like the medium between Happy
This
Feet
is
and Mad Max.
It's one of the most fucked up movies I've ever seen in my life, and I'm not joking.
Just
Babe
to
2,
give
Pig
you an
in the
example of
City.
how sheltered Sean is.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
Is it like what is he
He's
like
a
trying
sensitive.
to?
He's a sensitive boy.
Is he
so.
trying to like escape like a boar's head factory in New York? With the like what is what is the
No, Babe. He like leaves the farm and goes and lives in a city. That's it. He like buys an apartment and hangs out
Yeah,
in
well,
Paris.
where's the hook of it's horrifying?
you got to ask these guys.
it is the like most just ugliest movie in a way that
It's very
like,
artistic.
It's
very
I don't think they
every
understood it.
frame is just.
Is it CGI
but it
pig
might
or real
play to
pig?
the stuff you like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, it's all
no
like
CG.
practical and
Yeah.
like composite shot. It's actually fucking amazing. It's super artistic.
It's
You know, I've said similar things about Baby's Day Out. You ever seen Baby's Day
Yeah,
Out?
I saw that
yeah.
in theaters.
That's a horror film right there.
yeah.
Two
With
Italian
similar
guys
vibes.
chasing a baby.
Yeah.
This-
And he gets in the gorilla pit. That didn't age well. Did
This
it?
is I got to
Dang.
revisit Baby's Day Out, but I feel like it's a similar
should,
vibe
man.
with Babe Pig in the City. I think there's maybe a plot point of like there's not supposed to be animals in this apartment complex.
there
and,
is.
and you know, there people are like trying to catch the animals. At one point, there is a dog who gets brutalized a little bit, but he is shown to be okay. At the end of it, the dog is
That was
okay.
actually that was maybe my favorite
there
part.
is
The
Oh,
dog
is
was
it the
fine.
classic like late 90s, early 2000s? Like he gets hit, and then at the end, he's like just like in a net cast.
Yeah,
pretty much,
basically.
You're kind
Whatever.
of close.
You're not too far.
You're
He
not far.
legitimately, there's a dog in a wheelchair, little whatever. He gets dragged by a car, and then legitimately,
But he is okay.
the car turns and he gets let loose, and it's
Yeah, and I think he like falls into the river.
Little
or
Wile E.
something.
Coyote situation.
it's the
yeah.
most fucked. It's like the fact that it's a kids movie is hilarious.
It's supposed to be
in
like
the sense,
Looney Tunes, but it's live action.
It is not Looney Tunes. It is fucked up.
Looney Tunes is fucked up, dude. They blow the coyote up with dynamite.
It's funny. I remember my dad taking my sister to see Babe 2 when we were kids, and he came back and she was crying, and he was like, "Never see that movie, Sean. Never see the movie." And so then years later, when Derek made us watch it for the thing, I was like, I guess I'll finally see what this movie. And I was shocked. I'm like, this is more fucked up than I thought it would be.
You're describing one scene in a 90-minute.
There's a dog that gets like straight up hung.
That's
It's
the same scene. You just
Different
keep
dog,
describing
different
one
dog.
scene.
Is it is Babe the one orchestrating these hits?
No,
No, he's just trying to survive.
no. This is all just like this is like a Rube Goldberg machine of pain.
He-
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
just
Babe,
happenstance.
no, Babe's evil. He's like the Sephiroth of pigs.
See,
He's
that would
like-
be that'd be fun. That'd be kind of cool. He's like, I can be the only farm, or I can be the only animal in the city, in the big city.
Yeah.
The thought of Babe 1 and Babe 2 being in the same universe is the funniest thing that's ever. It's fucking insane.
What city is it?
It's an amalgamation of all the major cities. So
I
it's
see.
like the Eiffel Tower is there,
the
the
Statue of
Statue of
Liberty,
Liberty.
yeah.
It's
What
like,
the fuck?
It's like
Yeah.
every city in the world combined into one. It's like a fantasy surreal movie.
Time compression. Final
It's
Fantasy
fucked.
VIII.
It's like When Dreams Come True, or whatever that Robin Williams movie,
Yeah.
What dreams may come.
or When Dreams Get yeah.
I never saw that. Was that good?
What dreams may come.
I think it's
Isn't
like
he,
a
like
it's
dead
like
in
a
hell in that
Dante's
movie?
Inferno.
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
parallel, I think, or something.
Oh,
I never
oh,
saw
oh.
that. I don't like Robin Williams movies.
What?
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got scared for a
Well, when you
second.
think about it, they are kind of all bad.
What? What about
See, you're taking a
Well,
long time.
Hooks-
You know what I love? You know what Robin Williams movie I really love? My favorite Robin Williams
What?
movie is probably Birdcage.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Love
I've never
Birdcage.
seen Birdcage.
It's a
I
good
saw
one.
that in theaters with my parents.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, for
There you
real.
go.
Mrs. Doubtfire's a good movie.
My mom was
Yeah.
watching it on VHS. We had it on VHS when I was a kid, and I like didn't know what the fuck was going on, obviously. But the
Yeah, I didn't either.
the complicated nature of like what the film is trying to say, I was like, what?
But it's
and
still
she's like,
a funny
she's like,
movie.
this is the voice of Timon, and I was like, oh, and I was
I'm
like,
in.
I'm
it.
in. Yeah, I love
yeah,
it.
Sold.
because Nathan Lane's in it, I guess I should say.
Yes, he
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and Robin Williams. He did. I like Robin Williams. He did like 1 hour photo and
I fucking
Insomnia.
Oh
love-
yeah.
I love 1 hour photo.
Me too.
That's
Yeah.
such an unsettling movie. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays such a good creep in that. When he goes and takes a shit in their toilet in their home, that like always unnerves
Yeah,
me.
that was like amazing.
It's so creepy.
That was a moment.
Next movie, club movie.
I
Seriously.
saw it. I don't remember that part. He takes
Yeah.
his shit in someone else's house.
He has a
Yeah,
whole fantasy
yeah.
about going into a family's house and getting to like see, because he wants to be closer to them.
Oh,
He has
that's
a-
right.
He has a whole fantasy about being in their home and just looking around, looking at pictures, and then
Yeah.
for a second it just cuts and he's on their toilet and he's just so
kinda just sitting
happy.
there.
He's like,
And he found them by going through their pictures, the one on our photo,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's what it is.
Bonds with
he's
them.
like, and he's kept all these photos. So in his apartment, there's just photos of this
Of
family.
that family.
What's weird
Yeah.
too is it's not like a sexual thing either. He's just like is enamored with the idea of like being
Having
a
a
part of his
family.
family.
Yeah.
Not even like husband or anything. He's just
He used to be part of it.
yeah, it's just awesome.
I definitely saw that for the first time though when I was younger and did not understand symbolism 101 in movies.
Right.
So I'm watching him just what a weird guy. And then you watch it now and there's like hints throughout the whole movie that about his family life. Like,
Mhm.
and it was like, oh damn, I was like 18 and couldn't pick up anything at the time. But but visually though, that was Mark Romanek or however you say his name. So everything is just lit so
Yeah.
like perfectly in that movie. It's
Yeah.
really, really
it's very
good.
sterile in the store. It's
Yeah.
just a like disgusting
And it-
kind of sterile feeling.
And it's got a little Evangelion in it. So
Does
That-
it?
I feel like
It's
that's
got a
I feel like that- I feel like
reference.
that's the one thing people take away from it now. They're just like, yep, Evangelion. Because I'm pretty sure he says it, doesn't he? He's like, oh, Neon Genesis.
He says it wrong. He goes
Oh.
Neon Genesis Evangelion, and it's like, ooh, weebs are out of the theater.
yeah, I'm done.
Who wrote
but-
this
That
movie?
Seinfeld gif, whatever. He's like, he stands up and leaves.
Yeah, it was weird. It does stand out like a sore thumb a little bit though, because he works at like a Walmart,
yeah.
and then the kid is like, "I want this toy," and it's clearly an import Evangelion
Yeah.
toy. It's like, why would this be in Walmart?
It's so eccentric compared
So,
to
yeah.
like everything else. in the
kind of
store.
ruined the movie.
Also, Robin Williams like Slim Shady hair in that movie is fucking
Yeah.
disgusting,
That
too.
is weird. That's a weird
He's
He's
look.
just
gross.
Marshall Mathers.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a
like, I'm
regular guy.
young.
And he's orange.
I'm developing photos. God, never mind.
Should I drop it on his nuts or not? I am obsessed with Slim Shady's Trump rap, so forgive me.
Hmm.
You triggered me. Hey, you have a lot of puppets in your live action
I
work.
do.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite puppet?
I like Winslow probably the most still. He's my computer. He's our first one. So that's
Wow.
also shout out Creature Kid. My buddy Adam would not be possible without him. He makes all these ideas come to life. So I love him to death. But
How does he
Oh.
do it? Do you know?
we just we start with
magic
I start with a drawing, or we'll kind of go back and forth on stuff, and then he's just a whiz, and it's all we don't do any foam, just because the foam degrades too quickly. So it's all silicone or latex or whatever. So it's all that, but a lot of it is he takes it and before he does a lot of digital sculpting now, and then he 3D prints the parts. But before it was clay. He would like Winslow was all
Wow.
clay sculpture and stuff, and so was Terrence's head. Terrence's head is fucking huge, and then you make a giant cast out of it and all that kind of
That's
stuff. So he's
crazy.
casting and molding it and all that stuff. And they have fabricators. The Creature Kid team is insane. If anybody, and they have a YouTube channel as well where they show like how it's made and
Oh,
stuff.
really?
Mhm.
I didn't realize that.
awesome.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check that
it's
out.
awesome. You should. It's fucking incredible.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing the things that I've seen, it's just like, how do you learn how to do that? Like, where does that come from?
I don't know, man. I think it's just these specific. It's the same thing with like makeup or anything.
Yeah,
It's just people
just
have
passion to
you.
figure it
You have
out.
just a. It's like the same shit of like somebody being like a mathematician. It's like your brain just connects with it immediately. But also just obviously hard work and sticking with a medium or a craft.
Yeah, with
obviously.
you and like animation, like when did you start like coming up with like? Have you always been doodling on like homework, making like little creatures, or like what started you?
I had buddies. I think it started with you have a friend who's like, I just drew this. And you're like,
Yeah.
cool. And you want to like impress that guy, so you kind of draw it, but then it just became something where you don't stop doing it.
So you had a friend who inspired you to just start drawing. You guys would like go back and forth.
We
Like,
would
look
do
at this.
like DBZ stats. and stuff. Or it would be like you would draw a character and you'd be like, it's fuck. Because they had the power, like the cards back in the day.
Yeah.
With like nonsensical. Now, I have no idea how to play it, but it'd be like, here's fucking 12 million power. You're like, what? So you like draw something. He's like, yeah, he's fighting. It's like a 4. He has magic. It's a 6. You're like, it's just like, what does that even mean?
Yeah. Did you have a kid when you were in school? Maybe it was you, maybe it was somebody else who was known as like, this is the best artist in class, or this is the best artist in our school.
Yeah, a little bit, but no one really gave a shit. Like it was mostly just the art program in my like this farming town. No one gave a shit.
Oh, okay.
So it could be so. And it was also you would almost hide. You like you don't even want to do it because then you have the people like fucking looking over you and stuff, being like, I can't even do a stick figure.
Oh yeah,
every time. It doesn't matter how old you are. That is the first thing people will always fucking say.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
you draw me something? No, dude.
I'm glad
No.
I didn't
Fuck
say that
outta
to you.
here.
I'm so glad I didn't say the stick figure. thing.
It was coming. I thought it was coming.
I wasn't. I wouldn't.
When I
I'm
was
better
in,
than
like,
that.
when I was in like 5th or 6th grade, I was obsessed with the Goosebumps books. R.L. Stein.
Tim Jacobs,
Oh, yeah.
the guy who does the covers of that is insane. I love
They're
it.
they're iconic.
Oh, they're the best.
They're still so good. In fact, so there was this kid in my class who was known as the best artist. He was like the best everything, the best fucking soccer player. He's like the
man.
uber kid in class.
Oh,
His
I
name
hate
was
that guy.
John. I won't say his last name, but I do remember it. But he was like so good at art. And I saw him just recreate a Goosebumps book once. He would just like copy
Whoa.
them. And I became kind of obsessed with his art in 5th grade. And I started buying the pictures off of him.
Oh wow.
So like once a week I'd come in and I'd give him $1 for like the latest Goosebumps cover that he probably just was tracing them. Or
Yeah, but who
I think he was
cares?
copying them freehand. Yeah. And then for like that whole year, I was like, I have all of John's art. I don't know. I was just like obsessed with it.
What's he up to now? You
I have
any
no
We
idea.
should
He's
look him
probably
up.
not even an artist anymore.
What if he is though? What if he's like made it? And he's like,
Well, then I was his original patron,
yeah,
paying for him to do it.
that's awesome.
Yeah, we had this girl that was insanely talented. Her name was Lauren. I won't say her last name, but she was like, just somebody who could pick up any medium and just crush it.
Yeah.
And I just did the shit where it's like I was just drawing like Dragon Ball Z characters, like kind of shit. I never did anything to actually practically make myself better.
Yeah.
So it was just more so just like, does that look fucking sick? And it's like totally off. And I was like, it's like Super Saiyan fucking, I don't know, 9.
Yeah.
Sick, it's like that kind of thing. Versus she was making like beautiful, actually like paintings where she's like, yeah, I'm trying to like figure out color theory. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like just like black and white on like lined paper. I'm like, cool, dude. Color's cool.
I feel the same. At our high school, we were in the theater department. And now if you go on our high school Wikipedia, it's like famous alumni, Mega64.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
I think like we weren't even close to being the most talented people like
Yeah.
in our theater department or at our school.
Not even a little bit.
So, yeah.
But I do feel good about that. Like there is something about being on that. And I don't know who added this to the Wikipedia page. Whatever. But like the fact that like you can go there and see us, like that, I feel good. Like
Yeah.
Take that, Miss Blum, who failed me. I don't know. I feel good about that. I don't know.
Yeah, was that the teacher you didn't like, Miss Blum?
She was the one.
I think all teachers were the teachers Sean didn't
No,
like.
no, that's not true. There's no offense to this teacher, and I had a summer school class with her, and I was bad at math, and I still am bad at math, but I did all summer, and then my final grade was a 69.8.
Nice.
And it was, thank you. And it was like 2.2 away from passing. And I went to her. I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
Miss Blum, I was here all summer, every day. I didn't miss a day. Can you please give me the 0.2?
No.
And it was no.
It
was-
I had
No.
a teacher like that too.
And again, I didn't get the 70. I didn't. But like,
just fucking pass me
Can it-
through, dude.
and
Good
so then I
God.
had to do that class again the next year. And I failed like straight up F because I wouldn't try. I'm like, fuck this. I'm not doing it again. And so like, it was just a downward spiral for me.
What class was it?
It was like algebra 2 or something stupid. like that,
That's
yeah.
so fun. I failed algebra too. My teacher was an algebra teacher too.
There's something about that.
There's something about it, man.
Yeah.
They're
Stanky
like,
old
I'm
women.
sorry, the numbers
Mad,
don't
angry,
add up.
bitter,
Yeah, right. And
bitter women.
And so that just to me was like, I just will never forget that moment and just being like, my whole summer was wasted. My whole summer. And now that I look back on it, you only get so many summers as a kid. Like you only
Yeah.
have so many true
It's
summers.
an actual prison
Yep.
sentence. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, and one of my last true summers was in that class and it was all for nothing.
Yep.
So I'm so mad. I'm still mad about
The
it.
only way I got out of it was I went to like one of the math teachers and it was like the wrestling coach.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm going to be honest, I got nothing. I got nothing. He's like, okay, whatever. I think I got like a C.
All right.
I was like, that's the
That's
thing.
cool.
Sometimes you just have to fucking, because that's
you
also
found
another
your
thing is he would be gone a lot. And during the substitutes, he wouldn't make us do anything. He would just watch Remember the Titans. I probably watched Remember the Titans like over 100 times through my run of my
Yeah, ours was October Sky. Do you ever have to watch that one with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Was that the one with like the rocket?
Yeah,
or whatever?
they lose the rocket. They have to use math to find it.
Yeah, watch the shit out of
To
October
prove they
Sky.
didn't like kill everybody in town or
And
something.
then we have a theory, and I don't know.
The rocket like burns down a city, and these kids, they're like, "You launched the fucking rocket that killed the mayor."
Yeah.
So
And then it became the hunt for Red October.
Yeah.
We're coming after
And
you.
they're
There
like,
was
"No,
there
we
was
didn't."
one time that was like one of my favorite. There's so many debacles we had with because you know how excited you get. You come in and either the teacher's rolling in the fucking industrial cart with a CRT strapped
you
on
are
top
stoked,
of it,
yeah.
or it's just in there and you're like, oh, it's a movie day today, whatever.
Yeah.
My buddy switched out a VHS. It was porn, like full-fledged porn from his
Shut
dad's
up.
collection. And that was
Nice.
awesome. And what was crazy is the teacher was on autopilot. Also, her name was Patricia Derryberry. Was the teacher's name? But she sat there, and it was like full on crazy penetration.
sounds
The
like a
girl's
Roald Dahl
"Yeah,"
character.
whatever the guys laughing, and she didn't even know. She's just on autopilot. She's like on her computer, or whatever. And then it was
How
really
long was
until
it on?
Keep it down.
a long time. I mean, like a long time in terms of like it was like 2 minutes.
That's
But it was,
a long
I
time.
mean, big claps, bam, 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 ball slapping, taint shots, all kinds of liquids and stuff. I mean, girls like, oh god, and then she got up and she was like, what? And she like was trying to fiddle with it, but she's old as shit. She doesn't know how to like work this archaic technology. So she's like, ah, god, and she's like covering it. And the guy next to her was Mr. Marshall. She's like, Marshall Tim, like yelling for him. And he's leaving. And he's like, oh my god! He ran over and he took it out. I shouldn't have led with that one because then also another weird movie, just because I'm spitting off stuff, was I remember one time she brought it. This is the same teacher, Patricia Derryberry. She's like, we're just gonna do a movie today. I brought this from home. I was like, that can't be right. You can't bring in a movie from home. She put on A Beautiful Mind.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, that's all about, he thinks Nazis are after him and all kinds of like weird stuff. I was
Normal
like,
school stuff.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's like a mathematician.
he's like
Whiz.
schizophrenic.
He
He's
likes
like
math.
fucking crazy. Yeah. It's ways. There's also a sex scene in that movie too. She's like, I guess we'll fast forward this, but she didn't do the DVD thing of like just skip the scene.
Yeah,
She just held it. So you just like got to see it really quickly. And she's like, come on.
We've all seen
No,
that.
Stop
everyone look at their
laughing.
shoes.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. The teacher be like, "This movie's rated R, so we're only gonna watch 15 minutes of it."
Yeah.
I'm like,
Had that
come on,
happen.
Just
please
show
let
the
us watch
fucking
more.
thing.
Dude,
Yeah.
How awesome would it be if they brought in like Freddy Got Fingered or something like that?
My
Like, this is comedy.
my son's a senior in high school, and he is in a class that only seniors can be in, and it's a movie class, and they just watch Silence of the Lambs. They just watch,
there you go.
but they don't censor anything. They just watch it. Like, now this is a class.
So when Jodie Foster got hit by the crazy man's cum shot,
Yeah.
what do you think the director was saying?
What do you think he threw at her when she was walking through the halls? So did you figure out what Buffalo Bill's plan was for the bodies?
we
Write this down.
watched Gattaca 1,000 times, and I don't know if that was just our school, but Gattaca was always playing.
Yeah, yeah, same here. That was one that I saw. I never saw.
What? I don't
Cobra
think I've
Kai.
ever seen Gattaca.
Oh, really?
What
With
is
like
that?
Ethan Hawke and
It's a movie about
Uma Thurman.
cloning.
Uma Thurman, yeah.
From like
Oh, no.
97.
Don't know why. That was
Trying to
like-
make
it's not
everyone
that great.
genetically perfect and
Oh, okay.
You didn't watch it, huh? All right.
Yeah, not
We
worth
watched
it.
The Island one time in school.
Yeah.
Remember
Same
Michael Bay?
vibe.
It's like
Yeah.
the same thing kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, weird.
All right.
The Island. I remember enjoying that movie. It's a Michael Bay movie, but
Yeah.
I had a good time.
Oh, I think it's fun.
And it's about, they have rich people are secretly having clones of themselves on an island. Like these people who are on this island find out they are clones of rich people on the mainland. They're just harvested for parts. Like, oh, I'm getting older. I need a new arm, whatever. And I remember liking it, but going like, damn, that is like the same plot as a Mystery Science Theater movie because I loved Mystery Science Theater. I remember Parts the Clonus Horror. That was like an old bad movie they watched on there. And I'm like, damn, that's like the same plot. It's like they made a better Parts the Clonus Horror. And then that went to court and Michael Bay lost.
Whoa!
If you ever read up on that, it's like, no, it was the same story.
Wow.
I just remember as a young person going, wow, it's so similar. And the judge agreed.
Dang.
Wow.
It's they actually
I had no
lost.
idea. That's
yeah.
fucked.
So
Wow.
anyway, go look that up sometime. It's a terrible movie, but the concept was great.
Yeah.
It's like shows you like a good idea never really dies.
It feels like like a Twilight Zone
Yeah.
concept is what it always felt like. to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, I was excited to see the island. It looked cool. I remember watching it thinking it kind of fell flat, and then nobody talks about it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
Yeah,
you're talking
I mean,
about.
like-
I've never seen this movie.
Yeah, I think just Michael Bay stuff. If people I think a lot of
He
people
peaked
write
with
stuff.
Bad Boys, I think.
Was it Michael Bay did Bad Boys? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I think that was his
Did he?
first
Yeah,
movie.
I don't know if it was his first, but that
And
was him.
then I think he did The Rock afterwards.
Oh.
Another great movie. You ever
Oh,
seen that one? Nicolas
No.
Cage tries to infiltrate Alcatraz with
you
Sean
should
Connery.
watch that one.
No, that
After
sounds
you
good.
watch Babe-
With Sean Connery, you said?
Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage. Terrorists take over Alcatraz and put like a nuke on it.
Yeah, good. Who cares?
Yeah, Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery go in.
We gotta preserve this landmark.
Well, it's pointed at San Francisco.
When we
So-
went to
Oh, I thought they were just blowing up the. I'm like,
Oh,
who gives a
no,
fuck?
no,
No one's
no,
using it.
No.
It's not actually a nuke. It's like a weird chemical.
Yeah, it's gonna
Oh, so they're gonna kill all of.
Kill
Okay.
everyone.
Kill everybody in San Francisco.
We went to Alcatraz and then like on our tour van we got The Rock to watch it because it's like, well, we're just there, let's watch it. And it's like, this
Yeah.
is not even this is nothing like
It's way
Alcatraz.
cooler than the tour.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, so watch that after you watch Babe 2, Pig in the City.
Babe 2, I will.
I
be
mean, we're giving
doing
you
that.
the best Rex, actually.
Criterion Collection. Babe will be.
You're gonna love Babe too.
There's got to be some. That's like a big thing right now is Blu-ray boutiques.
Yeah.
Like I think Criterion might have popularized it, but like there's like Umbrella
Yeah.
and like
Arrow
Vin-
Video is
Vinegar
awesome.
Syndrome. Yeah, Arrow yeah, all that stuff. Great stuff. Yeah, I bet you anything. There's like a crazy, fucking amazing like art book version of Babe 2.
Or there will be
Well,
very
get it
soon.
for me for Christmas, please.
Okay,
Yeah, thank
I'm on it.
you.
I'll work on that for you. Send me the poster.
George Miller is awesome. Happy Feet rules.
Mhm.
Did you like Furiosa?
I liked it a lot just because I love that universe.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing can hold up to Fury Road. I just think it's like a perfect movie. So you go in and you have to compare it, I feel like, because they're in the same universe. But
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't, did you guys watch it?
Fury
I
Road?
didn't.
Or
Furiosa?
Both of them.
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
no,
did.
was
I
gonna say
love
that's-
Furiosa. In
Was
fact, I liked it better than Fury Road,
Really?
personally. Yeah.
Oh,
Because I appreciated seeing kind of the politics of how that world worked. I feel like he repeated the same progression he did with the Road Warrior and then Thunderdome, where Road Warrior is this story of like, hey, this big adventure, we're gonna be driving this truck down the road, all this crazy action shit's gonna happen. And then Thunderdome is like, well, here's how this city works, and here's
Yeah.
how the leaders are kind of fighting each other to control this world. And then Fury Road and Furiosa kind of follow that same pattern.
yeah, yeah, you got to see Fury Road first off. That movie is
Well, Fury Road
fucking-
I've
Oh, we've
seen.
seen it.
Oh, you've
It's
seen
funny.
it.
We both, I think, are kind of whatever on it.
I love that
and
movie.
I wasn't
I
gonna
like
say
it, though.
because
I
you
like
said how
it.
much you love it, but for
I like
me,
all the Mad
I
Max
watched
movies.
it.
I
and
fucking love Fury
the
Road.
the
man.
plot of like they got somewhere, they were going somewhere, and then they just went back. I was like, what do we were just
There and
we were
back
just-
again. It's like
Yeah.
The Hobbit.
I love I love the movie, but Furiosa is they just expand on the world building and stuff.
Yeah,
It's-
I like that.
I've
so
heard
I
it's really
wanna
good.
see
I
that.
do.
Yeah.
I will watch
It's fun,
that, for sure.
but yeah, Fury Road is up there.
They're
I
both
love that movie.
amazing. They're both amazing. For me, I just liked that the Furiosa was just a little bit even more expansive.
The only thing I didn't like with Furiosa is just that part where it's like, and then the war began, and they did that weird like slideshow of like it was just like a weird transition, and it's like, all right, the war's been happening for a while versus really showing anything. I just remember being like, what? And that was it. But other than that, I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it's kind of a throwback to the beginning of Road Warrior, where they're just like, we're going to sum up the first Mad Max movie in 30 seconds.
Even though I think the Mad Max movies work as a great catalyst just to be like, let's go see another fucked up part of this like wasteland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like, I was like, George Miller's going to fucking die any day. Man's like 108
Yeah.
or whatever. And I'm like, I wish that as much as I like the Furiosa thing, I'm like, I wish I could have gotten one more like weird idea. But I guess the Furiosa thing was the original idea. That's what he originally wanted to make. And
For
then-
Mad Max?
Yeah, or before
Fury Road.
Fury Road. Yeah,
Oh.
it was supposed to be that story.
He is old. I hope he cranks out another one somehow.
How old is
I,
he,
Babe
really?
3.
83?
Yeah, he's old.
I also feel like that's the best part 5 of a series, maybe ever. You know,
Yeah.
you think of any movie that has 5 installments, that's pretty fucking good.
Uh,
Usually they get pretty shitty by then.
Star Trek, the Search for Spock.
I was going to say, I
That
think
was
it's
number
Generations.
4.
oh, what's
Star Trek
5?
Generations is really good.
That's 5?
I think so.
No, I don't think
Is it
so.
Voyage Home?
There's
I think
Wrath
it's-
of Khan. There's the one where they go to San Francisco, right? That's the search for Spock.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Do those movies hold up? I've never seen any of them.
Wrath of Khan is awesome.
Is it?
Yes.
I just know the meme of the
Yeah.
yelling and
I watched it a few years ago without high expectations. It was great. I love Star Trek. It almost like it rarely fails.
Yeah.
There's a couple stinkers, I will admit, but generally it's all pretty
Star
enjoyable.
Trek itself is like a comfort show for me. I used to watch that as a kid when I was home from school, like
Yeah.
sick from school. And I love that show. And so yeah, all the movies are the same. But I like Next Generation more than I like the original.
Wrath of
personally.
Khan is awesome. Star Trek Generations is awesome.
5 was the Voyage Home. by the
Yeah,
way.
there you
Oh,
go.
was it?
Thanks, chat.
First Contact was also good. That was also
First
a great
Contact
one.
was also good.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's number 6.
I feel totally lost because I only saw the fucking remake.
The J.J. Abrams one.
Yeah.
I like those too.
That was the first
And
one
like-
wasn't bad.
And I was like, this was cool.
yeah.
Whatever. You know, I just not the biggest sci-fi guy, but I love William Shatner though. Like every time I've
Oh,
ever
yeah.
seen any clip of Star Trek, I love how just diplomatic it is. Kind of, it's more so about like, well, we can't
Absolutely.
do that.
And
Yeah.
Star Trek, The
The
Next
Prime
Generation, the TV show, those are the best episodes where it's
Yeah.
always like a diplomatic conundrum and yeah, it's very like political in
Yeah.
space.
Things like, hey, this planet's going to get blown up. These people don't know that we're out here. They're like they're not civilized enough to know. We could save them, but that would be breaking this rule, or we could let them die. And it's like, what do we do? And it's
Yeah.
like that's a show. Let me
Yeah.
watch this. What are you going to do?
I fuck with episodes like that. Also, William Shatner is in my favorite Twilight Zone episode. Just sorry to keep bringing that
Terror
up.
Oh.
over was it
The one,
20,000
like,
feet?
grappling on the wing?
30,000 feet?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the one where they've got the little devil jukebox thing.
That
on the
one
table.
he's in that one too.
Right? He's in that.
He's
Yeah.
in that.
Oh, is
too.
he in that one too? Okay.
Yeah. But no, that is such a good episode.
Oh god, it's so good.
I'm also
So
the
funny.
chat is now saying 5 is the final frontier. Was that one of them?
The final.
Of
The
frontier.
chat needs to
Trek?
figure out what the 5th one is. This is no longer my
it
problem.
doesn't matter.
Well,
Go
if
on
that
to
is
Ask
one,
Jeeves
Jeeves
and
and see if you can find it.
dude, I found a deal on every now and then Apple has deals on their store, and it was every single Star Trek movie ever made for $20 total. I'm like, I'm doing it.
Oh, I would have done that.
Well, you blew it. That was about 4 years ago. You fucked up.
Yeah.
That's how I saw Mad Men. Because
Oh, yeah.
Mad Men, one of the most iconic shows, and it's damned forever to be on the AMC Plus streaming service. It's like
Yay.
one of the best contemporary shows, and it's just doomed to hell there. But it was all the entire thing $20 on.
Yeah, I've
on
never
Apple,
seen Mad
and it
Men.
was
Me neither.
well worth it.
I've had so many people tell me that Mad Men is worth the watch, but I just have
You would
never,
love, especially as an artist. It's weird. It's not like necessarily about that, but there's an angle to it where they're working in advertising. They're
That's
trying
right.
to convey certain things through the things they make. Like there's kind of that side to it you might speak to. And then they have a lot of fucked up goblin animatronics. No, that's not true. That's not.
I was
true.
gonna be like, I was like, wait, what the fuck?
Don Draper.
I was like, this is awesome.
Don Draper.
Rad.
Don Draper kind of becomes a god when he can't figure out how to advertise something. Oh, I can't figure out this Hilton spot.
He transforms.
And he becomes the ad goblin.
And he's still drinking scotches
Yeah.
at like 8:30 in
Give
the
me my
morning.
scotch.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me my stogie.
That's just Christmas
That's
vacation.
Christmas vacation. Yeah, I know what you're doing.
A lot of people are just asking favorite this, favorite that. They want to know your favorites. So let's rapid fire
Okay.
your favorites.
Hunter, get ready.
So first off, favorite MeatCanyon animation.
Probably Yokai Bob the Builder. I like that one a lot.
Okay.
Okay, Yokai Bob the Builder. Favorite metal band.
Metallica.
Fuck yeah.
Nice. These guys saw
Oh,
Metallica
we-
for $20.
Did.
That's insane.
Dude,
$20 ticket in Seattle.
we were in Seattle for a convention. This was in August or September, and found out they were playing. Had no idea. Looked at tickets. It was $20.
People were just getting rid of them.
There,
Oh.
it's always a fun time too.
Yeah.
People,
I-
you can shit on Metallica all you want, whatever.
Everyone was having a ball.
It's like such a fun time.
Did you ever see
Yeah.
that Metallica movie?
Yeah, some kind of monster. Yeah.
No.
Or
the
you
one
talking
where the
through the
skateboarder
Never. Yeah, through the Never.
is trying to like get to the
That
concert.
I feel so bad for that act. He's so good. I like that actor. He's in
Yeah.
Cloverfield too.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Or not Cloverfield, fucking the superhero one. It's like the found footage.
Hancock.
No. Super. No. Super
Oh.
8, no. Was it?
Chronicle?
Chronicle. You ever see
No,
that
I
one?
never saw Chronicle.
Dane DeHane?
But it was a
I haven't started that anime yet.
It was it's like a found footage movie about like a guy. These friends touch like a meteorite, and they all get powers. And like one of them, and then like,
Yeah, that's Chronicle.
That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
plot of an Eddie Murphy movie. I think there's a lawsuit here.
there's Norbit.
It's another parts the
Meteor
Clonus
Man,
horror.
actually.
Meteor Man.
Is it actually called Meat?
Nobody remembers Meteor
I remember
Man.
Meteor
Yeah.
Man. I remember.
I don't remember.
Saw that in
I
theaters.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, so the Metallica thing. So I had never been to them before. That was my favorite band when I was in middle school. Like I love Metallica. I had never gone to a show with the intention of like, I don't need to buy a shirt, to I need a shirt and I need one right now. Like everyone else had a Metallica shirt. We were the one guy, like, we gotta get our fucking shirts. Like
Yeah, I was surprised that like I've seen Kiss live, and they push merch like nobody's business. And even still, it's like maybe half the people there didn't have any. The Metallica show, I don't remember seeing anybody that didn't have a Metallica shirt. It was like
Probably the fucking Stranger Things,
every
man.
person there.
Yeah. I will say that episode of there's a friend dimension where it's me, Rocco, and Johnny going through to see if our tickets even work.
Yeah.
And we at the concert. Like that's one of my favorite friend dimensions we've ever filmed. So if you're on our Patreon, you should check out that episode.
That might be like my favorite thing on our Patreon.
Yeah,
it was so
it
much
was
fun.
so much fun. It was awesome.
You have a favorite Metallica album?
Probably Ride the Lightning.
Okay.
It's emotional answer to not like I'm gonna cry, but no, it's one of those things where it's like I saw Metallica when I was 13 with my dad, and my dad saw them for the first time when he was 13.
Oh, that's sick.
So it's like a weird thing where it's like it's more of like yes, there probably are better bands, but that's just like my favorite or whatever.
I mean, Metallica's fucking awesome. Didn't
I
they
like
play
them.
a concert for like 1 million people in Russia?
Moscow,
Yeah.
91.
Yeah, it's so amazing. It was fucking awesome.
That was celebrating the country's the fall of communism,
Mm-hmm.
and they threw a big party. And they're like, "Who do you want?" They're like, "Fucking Pantera, Metallica. We want." I think it was like some band that like should not have been there, and then AC/DC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The metalheads brought down the wall.
and they had like fucking fighter. If you look at that concert, it is insane.
I've seen
I mean, there's
footage of
like
it, yeah. It's
helicopters flying over
Yeah,
and
it's
shit. You're like that
crazy.
can't be safe.
Yeah.
And I guess there's been interviews about it, but they're like, yeah, there was just like the army was there to do security, and they're just beating the shit out of people. And
Oh, really?
crazy.
Damn.
I'm like, well, at least you put aggressive music out there.
Yeah,
right.
You know, like, you know?
Well, don't get rowdy at the Metallica
yeah,
concert.
exactly. Come on.
This is a dumb question.
Oh, okay. Good start.
Favorite food?
No, that's not dumb. That's a good question.
Or somebody else asked us to all of us to rank meat. So you could just say favorite meat since you are Papa Meat.
My favorite meat, probably 80% fat ground beef,
Wow.
Oh,
or 80%, 20% fat ground
That's
beef.
very specific.
yeah,
I like
80%
that.
fat. That sounds yummy.
There's the best compactable, make your own burger at home
Mhm.
Yeah.
meat. I'll say
You
that.
burger guy?
Big burger guy. I also have no palate. So if anyone's like, if you come up to me, you're like, what did you think? I'm a trash human being.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So
So
it's a matter of taste. Everybody
yeah,
gets to
like
pick
eating a
their
nice
own.
steak. What you think? I have no idea. It was fine. It was
So-
good.
So what's the best burger? Like if you like right now, you could have any burger. What are you going? What are you getting? Where are you going? Other than making your own.
Sure.
Oh,
You
I
gotta go
see.
somewhere.
Oh God, I love like Five Guys burgers. Is so good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There
Five
you go.
Guys is good.
I haven't had that in a while. We were just talking about that.
Now you're here in California. Is In-N-Out? That's not where you're at. It's not in Kansas City.
I never fuck with In-N-Out.
You never been there before?
No, I've been there.
Oh,
It's just I'm just a hater. I think.
okay. That's fine.
I just hate the whole gimmick of like, did you go to the secret menu? How secret is the menu?
Oh, it's
actually?
not very secret.
Animal
No.
style.
There's like
whatever.
three
It's-
things on it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Anyway, I don't know. And also just the time you have to commit with the fucking line. But it's way better than Whataburger. Whataburger is the worst.
Okay, as long as we agree on
Okay,
that.
yeah.
Then I feel
Whataburger
good
is
about that.
Reaching
fucking
across
worst.
the aisle. On
Yep.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Whataburger sucks.
Whataburger's fucking horrible.
Horrible.
If you're in Austin, Texas, there's this place called P. Terry's. It's like
Oh
way
yeah,
better.
I went there.
Way better.
My
way
favorite-
better.
Yeah, that was better.
My
Yeah.
favorite burger is in Austin, and it's at Casino El Camino. Have you ever been to that bar? But it's on 6th Street. It's very touristy. But yeah, oh my God, it's a fucking burger.
Yeah.
The Pits, I miss it. We should go back to Austin just for that.
I'm down.
Okay.
Gotta get that burger.
Mhm.
Gotta get that burger. Spit on that burger.
There you go. Talk Tuah.
Hey, I'm the Talk Tuah fan at the table, clearly.
I say I'm get that money when you can.
Oh,
that's what I say to her.
100%.
Absolutely.
Ride this out as long as you possibly can.
Did you
And
see
if-
that?
What? Go ahead.
Did you see the podcast she was on with like Bill Maher?
Yeah, it was like a deep religious discussion.
He was like, so you're a young girl, you're 20,
It's a good Bill Maher.
whatever. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, why don't you just start an OnlyFans? And it's like, what a
Why-
creepy
why-
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
thing
He
to
asked
say.
her like a few.
What?
Yeah, I was
he
like,
asked her a few sexual things that were like, yeah, I wouldn't have asked that personally.
Yo, Bill Maher, what? What are you doing?
The liberals today are so triggered.
God.
What? I mean, yeah. So I'm on the side of like, if you can make this last, and it's already been way longer than it should have been. Good on her. Go along. I mean, retire on this shit, like,
Dude,
Go
fuck-
for it.
See, I'm in the opposite camp. I think fuck off
Really?
and yeah, just shut up and fuck off is
You
my
would-
is my personal that not everyone shares the same angle.
For Haley?
For what's that?
For Haley?
Yeah, that would be my
Oh,
advice.
Oh, for her. So you're just like, you just need to stop. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, not me. No, I'll
Oh.
keep going. But her, shut up and
Yeah,
fuck off. is-
not Rocco.
Really?
Yeah.
You're against it.
Yeah, I would say fuck off. I don't want to hear anything else.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. No, you
From
don't
your
you don't have to hear anything else.
don't
I'm just
listen
saying,
to
if you're in her position, though, you
No,
have
I
to
would
just.
still shut up and fuck off.
Oh, okay. Not me. I would get that
listen
bag.
to what
I'm
I
with
was
you.
saying and go, God damn.
I'm with Hunter.
This is stupid.
I would ride it out as long as I could. Save some money. I would save all that money and just like, well, this isn't gonna last forever, but I'm gonna save it all.
Mm-hmm.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
He hates to see Hawk Tuah girl thrive.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I feel sorry for you. You're the soul man.
I feel great.
This is your own island here because we're not joining you on this one, Rocco.
Yeah,
You're on
that's.
your own.
Have
Just
you
fine.
listened to Talk Tuah?
Oh no, I have a lot of things to do.
Come on, man.
I'm
you can't throw it on while you're
Wow.
Can't give
commuting.
it a shot.
Wow.
You can't throw it on while you're commuting.
I'm good. No, I've got like lots of things to do.
Really?
I don't think
He's too
so.
busy to listen to Talk Tuah.
In one drive to LA, just throw it on. See what
You
you
don't. You don't.
think.
You don't
I'm
hear who
very
she's
good,
dating.
but thank you.
Yeah, who is she dating?
You
I
even
was,
know
I was
she's
listening to
dating?
one episode, and she's like, "I got Meemaw out here, and I'm gonna tell her who's my boyfriend." And
See?
the Meemaw was like, "What are you talking about?" And she tried to explain the Hawk to a joke to her grandma. She's like, "No, I said spit on that thing, Meemaw." She's like, "What do you mean? Why do you gotta spit?" And like listening to the without visuals, the audio of that was a fucking nightmare. So I will say, I was like, this. If I was like, as just a random like this is way better than any other podcast I'm listening, because you're just like, what? You're captivated because
Yeah.
you're like, what? How the fuck is this real?
See,
And then
now you guys get it.
and then it's like, she's like, nah, I'm telling you, Bailey knows, and her friend's like, no, I do know. And then there's a pause, a quiet pause, and she's like, I just want to thank today's sponsor, and she goes into ad reads.
Oh,
It's
man.
crazy.
That's awesome.
It's unbelievable.
Thank you, Audible.com.
Yeah,
we got
thank
listening
you.
to the best
Zip
ebooks.
recruiter.
You find yourself a job. No, I ain't talking blow job, hawk spit on it.
Yeah, whenever I'm traveling, I need to make sure I'm on a VPN I can trust. It was like, and then it goes back, and then just right back into it. Crazy.
I love blueapron.com because I
Hello,
can spit.
Fresh.
I spit in every meal. This is what my mama wants. I'm a crack baby.
if she incorporated the Hawk Tuah or the Hawk Tuah meme into the ad reads as well, that'd be awesome.
I just want to
Impressive.
know,
Yeah.
and I'm not even joking, what would her promo code be? Is it Talk
Spit
Tuah?
on that thing.
Spit on what is the promo code?
That
If you use this, you get a
thing
discount.
for.
That thing for. Yeah.
That thing for.
Number 4, as in, what are you doing for that thing? Spitting on it. Okay, cool. Well, I think speaking of sponsors, our sponsor is ourselves, shop.mega64.com, and you can support us on patreon.com/mega64. If you like this show and you want to see more shows like this, then support us on patreon.com/mega64. Speaking of Patreon, we're going to be heading over there for our after show. And I think now that we've gotten the Haley Welsh discussion out of the way, this would be a good time to wrap up the main show.
That's correct.
But Hunter, thank you so
Yeah.
much for
What would
joining
you-
us
what-
on this. This
do you
was
have
great.
Any plugs you want to, what do you want to plug today? Anything?
Nothing.
Oh, wow. Okay. Doesn't even
after
need to
this,
do
I
it.
just
we don't
fucking,
need
I don't
to-
know. Watch my YouTube channel if you want.
What is it?
It's MeatCanyon.
Google
Pop
it.
Meat. The first comment I saw when I came in here was the I don't really like MeatCanyon stuff, but I'm glad that the guys are having them on. So I'm just like, you know what?
That's one guy,
I've
and
said the fucking channel name.
He leaves
It'll
that
haunt me.
comment on everything we do.
Okay.
So don't
All
worry
right.
about him.
But yeah, I know.
That guy's got
Pop Meat,
problems.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on.
Yeah, I appreciate
Pleasure
you guys. Thank
for
you.
coming out here. You know.
Yeah, as we mentioned at the top of the show, remember we have Mega64 Black Friday is next week. So we have a bunch of streams planned. And of course, all the stuff we're releasing, our new Mega64 Tricksters in Time Blu-ray coming on Black Friday. Also, our original Mega64 Time DVD from 2007 is getting a reprint just special for this Black Friday. So we have that and a whole bunch of other stuff coming. We have our first winter jacket coming out. We have a whole bunch of things coming out.
Oh, there it is.
Day. Oh yeah, look, there are all the items that are coming out that day. Our first mug that we ever put out, but That jacket, people have been going nuts over that jacket.
Man,
We
when that
posted
light
it
hits
on-
you, you're gonna glow, baby.
Yeah, yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out,
New
shout
shirt.
out Meg though. These designs are
Yeah.
fucking
Oh, yeah.
insane.
Meg is killing it on that. All that. Mariel did a new design. Nina Matsumoto. We have all the best artists doing stuff. So
Meg
yeah.
did the jacket. She did the logo on the mug.
Yeah.
Meg is amazing.
Yeah.
And we thank her. Thank you, Meg.
She says, "What?
She said, shut up.
Oh gosh, sorry,
How
Meg.
dare.
Oh my God.
She said it again. Wow.
Okay.
All right. You know what? Don't buy the jacket.
Just
Just spite Meg.
You know what?
The worst
Yeah.
plug ever.
Yeah, never mind.
Don't buy it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Just spite Meg. Yeah, I'll show her. Hey, yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I also want to say that now when you listen to our show on iTunes or Spotify, you may notice we have some ads. That means we've done it, guys. We have finally made it, and you may actually have gotten a HelloFresh ad here. I am so
This is good news for all the people who love ads in their podcast.
No, I just want
We're
to say
speaking directly to you guys. We heard the complaints, not enough ads.
I have gotten actually feedback from it, and people are, believe it or not, stoked for us because we have said we're trying to figure out a way to like find new different ways to make money, and this is it. And so really appreciate everyone who has reached out and said, I'm actually happy to hear a fucking ad on your show. So if you want, download our show on iTunes and Spotify. It helps us out a ton.
Yeah.
And
We're working on getting pop-ups. We'll get that soon.
I legitimately was like, good for you guys. Good for you guys. So we're doing it. We're making changes, baby.
We're figuring out a way to collect all your personal data so we could sell
that we're
as
not
well.
doing. We're not doing that.
We're still working on that. We'll let you know.
Yeah. And also give us ratings on fucking iTunes and Spotify. 5 stars, please.
It actually does help.
It does help.
If you actually do take time to do the 5-star thing, it does help.
It
the show.
truly does. And like
Yes.
people we'll get real sponsors, like ad rates, just like Haley does.
We're trying to get Talk Tuah to sponsor
We're trying.
the show.
We're working on it. We'll see. Anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. And Hunter, thank you so much for being on.
Yeah,
It was a
no
lot of
problem.
fun.
Yep.
And we'll see you next week. And Johnny, in this song, please.
If you're watching this on
close it out.
YouTube, go to Patreon to see the after show. Goodbye.